Hey everyone, welcome back. There's a point in every entrepreneur's life where they've built themselves a role in a job that they hate. But do you know the irony of that? They're the boss. They're the ones who have labored, they've sweat and toiled to create this thing, and it ends up being a prison. Well, in today's video, we're going to be discussing Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time. Sorry, I sound a little hoarse today. I've been yapping a lot. Anyways, we're talking about Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time. He talks about how you trade money for the most valuable commodity there is. You guessed it. Time. We're going to talk about 3 different points that I found tremendously interesting, and to be completely honest with you, I just think Dan Martell's a stand-up guy. If you're watching this, Dan, keep doing your thing. I just think the writing style itself is very approachable. I think the way that he writes is very clear. He gives really unique examples for everything that he covers. I'm really excited to talk about the content here with you, and hopefully it helps you if you are a business owner. If you do want to be an entrepreneur, I found these principles to be some of the most pertinent when it comes to scaling, growth, actually enjoying the entrepreneurial journey that you are on. So we're going to start with the first idea, which is the buyback principle. Now, the buyback principle at its very fundamental level is that you don't hire to fill a position, you hire to buy back your time. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. You don't hire for position, you hire to buy back your time. Now, what does this mean? Most entrepreneurs, most business owners, they hire because they're floundering. They don't have enough time to get the work done, and they've promised things, and so they hire out of desperation, and yet they're still doing the things that they really don't enjoy doing. They find themselves working and at times overworking because they believe, and there is some truth to it, that no one can do it better than them. But one of the phrases that Dan Martell says throughout the book that I absolutely adore is that 80% correct from somebody else is 100% freaking awesome for you. That is to say, if you're not doing the task and someone else is taking care of it, even if it's 80% of the standard that you usually hit, it's 100% phenomenal that you're not doing it. The whole end game of the buyback principle is to be able to put your time towards the highest leverage tasks that you can do. And it's different for every single business, but let me give you an example. Let's say that you evaluate your time at $100 an hour. That means everything that you do, whether it be cleaning the toilets or editing the videos or the photos or making sales calls, it doesn't really matter. If you're evaluating your time at $100 an hour and you're doing all of those tasks, that means every hour you spend doing things that you don't enjoy or that you find a bit cumbersome, that means you're spending technically $100 on those things. So what he says, he's all about outsourcing the things that you do not so that you can just sit around and be lazy, but that you can actually put energy towards the higher leverage activities like business strategy. Maybe it is sales calls or doing things that you truly enjoy that are going to move the business forward. So again, the whole point of the buyback principle is that you're not hiring to fill a position, you're hiring to get the time back so that you can be the owner, so that you can be the CEO or the entrepreneur that you have dreamed of, that you started the whole shindig to begin with, so that you could do the freedom that it allows you. That's the first principle. The second principle was the time audit. And all 3 of these points kind of stack on top of each other. So the first point, you've got the buyback principle. The second point, which is very helpful when you're trying to address the buyback principle, is the time audit. You can't buy back your time if you don't know what you're spending your time on. Dun, da, da, da. So what Dan Martell encourages you to do is just for 2 weeks, every 15 minutes, write down what you're doing. And once you have that list, what you should do is you go next to every single task. So you go through every single line item every 15 minutes and you go, this task was green because not only did I enjoy it, but it also brings a lot of revenue for the company. Or you go, you highlight a task red, checking my emails, for example. It took me 20-30 minutes to check my emails. Not only did it not bring you a lot of money, but it also is something that you really dislike. And so pretty much the point of the audit is that you go through every single task that you do in a 2-week period and you go, okay, what am I spending the majority of my time doing? If you notice that you're spending the majority of your time doing things that you dislike doing and things that don't bring your company or your startup or your hobby actually a lot of energy and or revenue, then you can outsource those things. The reason for it, not to fill a role, but to buy back your valuable time so that you can do the thing that you enjoy doing. You can do the thing not only that you enjoy doing, but the thing that actually is going to help your company run, the thing that's going to grow the business. I digress. You get the point. So that's the point of the time audit, is you identify the areas that which you don't enjoy, that don't bring you revenue, and that you do enjoy, that do bring you revenue, and you outsource the things that you don't enjoy, and you really press into the things that that you do enjoy. So again, we've got the buyback principle. Now we've got the time audit so that we can buy that time back. And then third and finally, you've got the replacement ladder. Now this is a ladder or this is a ladder. Sometimes I get my angles mixed up on which way I go. So Daniel from the future, you're welcome. Either way, it's a ladder. Now the replacement ladder is actually the step-by-step process that which you get your time back. So once you've done the audit and once you understand the buyback principle, then you go to step 3, which is the replacement ladder, which I've said like 5 times now. And there are 4 little subsets of this. So step 1 of the replacement ladder is eliminate. You have to get rid of those tasks that not only drain your energy, but you also just really don't enjoy doing and that don't bring your little business or your big business, any sort of revenue. So step 1, eliminate. Step 2 is to delegate. So this delegation is getting those tasks off your plate. I think delegate sometimes has a bad rap, but I think the right kind of delegation makes the other person feel empowered. The way that he talks about it again is brilliant because you could do all your tasks. You could do everything to run a company. You could be sales, you could be marketing, you could build the website, you could build the product, whatever it is. But truthfully, you're robbing someone else of an opportunity to potentially make some money. So again, if you evaluate your time, let's say at $100 an hour, if you were to outsource that and pay someone $20 an hour, not only are you getting your time back, but you're also helping employ somebody else. So that's again step 2, which is delegating the tasks. Step 3 is automate. Automation is just a fancy way of saying you don't have to think about it at all and it still works. Again, automation is letting something be and it working without you having to touch anything. So an example of this is if you trust the people that you have on your team, you believe that they're going to get everything done and not have to bother you. What you've hired them to do is to take the mental strain off of yourself so that you can work on and build out things that are going to help the company grow or the business grow. Again, life is all about time and energy. What are you going to put your time to? What are you going to put your energy to? And you have to find things that you really enjoy, things that you can be relatively certain that if you put your time into, they're going to yield a high amount of returns. But those things also have to be things that give you a lot of energy. And once you've eliminated, delegated, and automated, the fourth, that's not 3. The fourth and final step is that you elevate. And elevate is upskilling. Elevating is finding the ways in which your company needs to grow, putting the most energy you can into creating that pocket of excellence so that you could then repeat the cycle. So let me give you a practical example of this. Let's say you're a photographer and the thing that you love doing is taking photos, but the editing is really the thing that takes you the most time, but you don't necessarily enjoy it. The best thing for you to do is to outsource your editing so that you can do the thing that brings you the highest yield returns and the thing that you enjoy. Again, the point isn't just to hire for hiring's sake. It's so that you can put your time towards things that you enjoy and things that bring high yield and high leverage to your company. Again, it's buying back your time. So those are the 3 aspects of buy back your time that I thoroughly enjoyed: the buyback principle, the time audit, and the replacement ladder. So if you own a company or if you're thinking about owning a company, do yourself a favor on the front foot. Invest as much time, as much energy as you can towards the thing that only you can do. You're the one who started your company. So do yourself a favor and outsource the things that you can outsource so that you could put your energy towards the high leverage activities that are going to continue to allot you the freedom that you desire and the reason why you started your business in the first place. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below. What's something that you spend time doing that you wish you could outsource? Whether you own a business or not, what's that thing on a regular basis? It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe it's doing the dishes or following up on those sales calls or whatever it is for you. Comment below. I would love to hear it. And I will see you next week. Bye. Oh, my voice cracked there. Bye.